Hello, everyone. This is Dr. Motter. So normally I would screen record this with having a voiceover, but for whatever reason, for this game specifically, because it's so old, I'm guessing, uh, it doesn't want to. It doesn't want to screen record, so I have to do this the old-fashioned way. I didn't want to do this, but here we are. So you may or may not know about this sort of thing because nobody wants to watch anything that isn't cars related. And also, I'm not getting as much views as I used to because I'm 1K subscribers apparently, and YouTube probably wants to monetize me, but I'm not monetizing this crap. No, oh, not never. No, I'm not monetizing. Anyway, with this said, so I used to play this game on my old channel, that's now named Fiori, Who, and Knuckles, uh, as Dave Blaney's number 93 Amico Dodge, using the vanilla season that came with the game and with the vanilla roster. So for this one, it's gonna be a bit different. So this one is gonna be a full 2001 season, to an extent. I'll explain some things later, but first of all, so I'm basically customized my own 2001 post-stale uh, roster, hence the name. So, of course, you have Steve Park, Rusty Wallace, Kevin LePage, who's basically just Robbie Gordon, but with a different name on his side or whatever, where it's the signature's at. Terry Labonte, Mark Martin, so then Mike Wallace, who wasn't in NASCAR Racing 4 in the base game, he's been added. And I think so I got this from the Stundo Rod site that actually has some of these cars that were originally missing from NASCAR Racing 4 for one reason or another. But anyway, I got Dale Jr. with the uncensored Budweiser car because I pretty much want consistency. And Mark Martin, there's the difference between Viagra and Pfizer's kind of minor because considering the fact that Pfizer's the company that makes the Viagra stuff. But anyway, so we have Bill Elliott, who is surprisingly left out, and yeah, I know he's supposed to be a NASCAR champion, not NASCAR driver, because he has won a championship in 1988, but I think it was copied off of another driver, and he doesn't really perform all that well, from what I know. But yeah, so the reason why Rusty has a champion sticker, but Bill Elliott does not. Well, Bill Elliott wasn't in base game, so there's that. So then we got Jason Leffler, Johnny Benson, Jeremy Mayfield, Hermie Sadler, Ron Hornaday, Michael Waltrip, Matt Kenseth, Bobby Lonnie, Casey Atwood. I had to add the rookie stripes because it didn't have it to begin with. Tony Stewart, Elliott Sadler, Ward Burton. Oh yeah, and Casey Atwood wasn't in the base game either, and neither was Hermie Sadler or Jason Leffler. So we have some drivers from the base game, but Kenny Wallace is not because there's actually no sticker on this at all. But he does have ratings, so there's that. So Ricky Red's from the base game, and replacing Dale Earnhardt, of course, is Kevin Harvick, and he has the champion thing on that. So if anything, Bill Elliott and Kevin Harvick should be swapped, but I want Harvick to be a little bit competitive because he had a very competitive rookie season in 2001, so I didn't want him to suck. So yeah, Kevin Harvick. So Kevin Harvick is of course overriding Dale Earnhardt because that's what happened in real life. And since the 2001 Daytona 500 is going to be a thing, and he did not partake in that in real life for obvious reasons, well, we're going to take logic from the other 2001 NASCAR games and apply that to that, if that makes sense. But anyway, we got Mike Skinner, Ricky Craven, Joni Nemechek. Those guys were in base games. Same thing with Ken Schrader. Sterling Marlin was not in base game, and in fact, he's not in any of the Papyrus NASCAR games at all. And same thing goes for any of the Chip Ganassi drivers like Jimmy Spencer in NASCAR Racing 2002 season. Sterling Marlin for all three racing NASCAR Racing 4, NASCAR Racing 2002 season, NASCAR Racing 2003 season. Wouldn't it have been odd if Sterling Marlin won the 2002 championship and wasn't in the 2002 Papyrus game? Think about that for a second. Anyway, so then we got John Andretti, which has the best Petty Enterprises car because it performs the best. Buckshot Jones and Kyle Petty filling in for his son because he wants to honor him. We will respect that. Bobby Hamilton, the late Bobby Hamilton, he was in base game. So the Petty Enterprises cars and Bobby Hamilton are in base game. Same thing with Todd Bodine. And this is going to be the car I'm going to be driving through basically a career mode sort of thing. Although it's kind of like a season mode. And this is Monica Conager. And so I named her Monica Conager. And she's number 73 because I think I just have a bias thing with that number, if you couldn't tell. But and also she's sponsored by Metaverse Enterprises, Team Salvados, the team name. So yeah, this is basically Doki Doki Literature Club, but she's related to TF2 Engineer. Wrap your hand around that. But yeah, so and I also have a few other track mods and an audio mod for for the command, because in the base game it's the sexist gentlemen start your engines. And because Monica's going to be there and she's not a man, I went with the alternative version, which actually goes unused in this version. It goes unused in NASCAR Racing 4 in general, but it actually goes used in the NASCAR Racing 2002 demo. Kind of weird when they had a totally different one in the finalized version. Anyway, Robert Presley has no sticker, but he does have driver ratings. So I just went ahead and included the guys that had driver ratings, and regardless if they had the official NASCAR champion / driver thing on there. Dale Jarrett was in base game anyway, but Robert Presley obviously was not. Same thing goes for Hart Strickland. He was not in base game, and these bottom three were in base game. Well, technically 1.5, 2.5, because Dave Blaney's in base game, and so is Jeff Burton. Kurt Busch was in base game, but it was the sponsorless car, not the not the Sharpie car that you see right now that he later would run that season. But anyway, so this is basically NASCAR Racing 4 NASCAR Thunder 2002 edition, if that makes sense. But so basically it's like a full roster without the fantasy drivers and all that. And I'm probably not going to qualify for the plate tracks because I did some testing, and with the settings that I have, it just all the opponents are faster than me. It's like the NASCAR Heat games where you can't qualify higher than last in the plate tracks for whatever reason. And I decided to make the races a little longer, 10%. Shouldn't be that big of a deal. Damage level realistically, L flags on, weather, blah, blah, blah. And strength 90% because I feel like that's going to be a fair difficulty to work with. Because some tracks are harder than others on difficulties. It's inconsistent, which is why in 2003 they added the auto AI level, where it just does the level for it decides the level for you after your depending on how well you did. But anyway, so yeah. Anyway, this championship. So if we display all options, it's the same here. And I just decided to call this season just Monica. So here's how the season will actually work. So we start off at Daytona, then we go to Rockingham. It's the same schedule from the 2001 season, and then we have then we go there, Richmond, Pontiac Excitement, and then NBA Platinum, Kmart 400, Pocono, Dodge Save Mart, the Pepsi 400, and then we go to the Milwaukee Mile in place of the whatchamacallit, in place of Chicagoland, because there's no Chicagoland in this game and there's no Kansas in this game. But there are mods for it, but both Chicagoland and Kansas, the mod tracks are clones of Vegas. So I don't want to do 3 tracks of Las Vegas. And besides, the Chicagoland version of this game, for that mod is really hard to race. Kind of too hard, honestly, but yeah. So we have New England, Pennsylvania, Breaker 400. We have all this, and then we go to Kansas. Then we go to Kansas, and then home in Miami, then Atlanta, and then we end at New Hampshire, like in real life, in honor of those who died in September 11th. So yeah, I wanted to pay respect for those guys, for the people who went through that, and yeah, it's a very sad thing. So anyway, that's going to be basically a rundown for this NASCAR Racing 4 playthrough I'm going to do on this channel. So yeah. So normally I would screen record this, but things had other plans. Yeah, fun, isn't it? So anyway, catch you guys later, and I'll see you guys in the next video.